Good morning. I'm here to work on Diamond Art Club. So many books, so little time. It's a square diamond painting. It's 56 by 109 or 22 by 43. It has 53 colors. I'm starting to see some action, if you will. Like I can see the progress, and that's from being consistent, right? I've been working on it every week for an hour, and I'm still having my coffee. It's actually kind of late. It's 9:50 right now. I had a slow start to my morning, and that's fine. It's been a really busy time. So we're going to start with C, which is number 6, the container, and DMC 301. And we're going to try and finish this little book here while we chat this morning and we get this one done. See, normally I would do this on Tuesday. I would work on it on Tuesday and then put it up today. Now, what happened yesterday was I got my hair cut. Woohoo! My hair was way below the bra strap. I haven't gotten my haircut since June of 2022. So it would have been 2 years in June, and we're February. So March, April, May, June. So in 4 months. And it was so long, and I was starting to get a lot of headaches because my hair is super thick. And when you think about it too, like hair needs nutrients to be healthy. So it's probably sucking, literally sucking the life out of me, you know? Well, that has burrs on it. So I was like, you know what? My problem is I hate making appointments. I really, really do. I like staying home, and I just go out when I absolutely have to. Like, you know, I go see Mason play hockey, or I go and visit Lexi. That's, you know, kind of the extent of my in and out. I don't like going grocery shopping. Dave does that. You know, I just don't like even, and this is something I love. I love scrapbooking, shopping, right? And I just don't like going into the store. So like this morning, I was like, oh, there's so much I want right now. There's so many collections. I narrowed it down to one collection. I got the new 49 in Market wherever. And I was like, I had other collections in there. There was a new teal one by 49 Market, and then there was one from Simple Stories, a couple from Simple Stories that I really like. And I'm like, nope, you're just going to get the one and just be happy with that. You know, maybe in a couple of weeks, I don't know, maybe in a couple of months, if they still have those collections, I'll, you know, maybe get some. We'll see. And, but what I'm trying to do is just get the one thing and then use it, right? I'm kind of debating. I usually do a scrapathon every, like twice a year, and it would be in March. It's not going to be ready for March. 100%, I'm not going to be ready for March. I haven't even contemplated it yet. It's just been that busy. So if I do, you know, have one, and the thing is, it's a self-paced course too. So, you know, we do something all month, but it is a self-paced course. So even if I do it in May, let's say, then people will have, you know, something to do all of May and June, and, you know, There's a video for every day. So there's like 31 videos, and then there's like lives and all that good stuff. So I got my hair cut yesterday. Then Mason had a practice last night. So I went, and I usually don't go to his practice because Dave will go in and work from work. He has to go at least 2 to 3 times a week. So what he does is he goes on the days that there's a practice, and then he goes from work. Oops, sorry, I hit with my head. He goes from work and just goes to the practice. Well, with the price of gas and everything, like, I don't go to his practice. Like, if there's a game during the week, then yes, I go. I used to go to all his practices last year because Dave worked from home, and we would go in together, right? 1 vehicle, and you just go. But 2 vehicles, it's kind of wasting gas. So I don't go. But yesterday, well, it was more like Sunday and Monday, we had another storm. We didn't get it as bad as our neighbors in Nova Scotia. Some places got like 100 centimeters of snow or more, which totally reminded us of her. And you know what the funny thing is? We had a big storm like that in 1992 where we had 160 centimeters. And it was the same weekend. Ours back in the day started on January 31st, and it snowed for 72 hours. So it was crazy. And they had one this time. It was Nova Scotia didn't get hit bad that time. They had one in 2004, I think, that they had 80 centimeters. But this time it was even more than that. Excuse me. I don't think they beat our record. I think some places got maybe 150. I think most places got between 80 and 100. So still a lot of snow. Just for people that don't, convert centimeters, 160 centimeters is over 5 feet of snow in a 72-hour period. It shut down the city, and we're equipped for snowstorms. But that much snow, you can't. People had to go to the emergency room, like delivering babies on snow vehicles and like all that stuff. So it was quite the snowstorm. I remember it like it was yesterday. I was 24 at the time. Okay. And at the time, I was awaiting a surgery to see what was going on with me because I had lumps that had come out on my neck. And it was on February 6th, which was yesterday. And so I was kind of freaking out that my surgery was going to get canceled, right? Because I had been waiting since December for that surgery. So I was like, I don't want my surgery. And plus we were out shoveling. I was afraid I was going to get sick, and then my surgery would have been postponed, or, because you're sick, you can't go under if you're sick. So I didn't end up getting sick. I did end up getting my surgery, and it's a good thing it didn't get postponed because it was cancer. So then I was able, like by April, I got my first treatment on April 1st. Yeah, it wasn't a joke. But it wasn't an April Fool's joke. Okay, all the C's are done. I think I'm going to do the X's, and then this area is going to be done. Yeah. And then I might do the black, because I like to do the black, and I like to, so that it divides it into sections. And then I can say, oh, today I'm going to work on this or that. So that's DMC 938. So let's do that. And then we'll do the black. And then we will do the black. I got into the habit of putting my lid back on. It wasn't anything lately, but I think one of the sessions there, I ended up knocking over a whole thing. And it's not fun to pick up. So the second, that it takes me to close the lid, I'd rather do that. Ooh, I finished a book yesterday. It was a book that I got from an ebook from Libby, which is the library app. Just Another Missing Person by Jilly something, or Gilly or Jilly. It was so good. I think I went to hit 4 stars and it put 5 stars. I might bring it back down to 4. Like it was like I was thinking, 4, 5. I think it's more like a 4.5, but it's probably not going to be like an all favorite out of all times. You know what I mean? But it was right up there. I was like, oh, this is good. I was reading 2 books at the same time, and it was enough that the other book stayed at chapter 1. You know what I mean? Like I didn't touch the other book at all until I got this one done. So that's good. So now I got to get back in The Unmaking of June Farrow. And I know that's going to be a good one because a lot of people are saying they really, really like it. So, but I'm trying to keep it to kind of like thinner books right now, like just over 300 pages, because the next book after that is going to be almost a 600-page book. So I'm like, I think it's called The Book That Wouldn't Burn by Mark Lawrence. And the one I want to read now is by Adrienne Young, The Unmaking of June Farrow. So I want to finish that one first since I started it. And we'll see if I can read 50 pages fairly easy. Maybe if I have time left over, I can say, maybe I can start by reading like 30 pages a day in the big book, because that's a lot. Just having another drink of coffee. Because otherwise what's going to happen is, again, it's a book from the library. So what's going to happen is I'm going to be at the point where I'm going to have like, you have 10 days left of this, and then it'll be like, 60 pages a day or something, which is not that bad, but, or if it's less days, and it'll be like, you have to read like 100 pages a day in order to make this happen. So if I could do like 30 pages, the reason I like to do that too is books to me are like series, like movie series or TV show series or movies. I hate starting a new TV series. I don't like starting a new book. So that is one of the main reasons why I always have a couple of books going, because I usually have a book that's sort of like my main book, and that's what I'm spending most of my time on. And then the other book, I'll be like, okay, I'm going to read 2 or 3 chapters. And if, one book takes me 5 days and I do that on the second book, well, I'll be at chapter 12 by the time I'm done that first book, and then I'm invested. So then it's easier to get into that second book. I didn't do that this time. I'm only on chapter 2. We were busy though, so I found that just keeping up with the main book was hard enough. So I didn't get the second book done, and that's fine. I'll get it done. Oh, there's X's here too. So today, my goal is to read about 50 pages on the Adrienne Young book. and maybe start the book that wouldn't burn, even if I just read like 20 pages, just to say that I started it, right? And then I'll keep doing that every day, 50 pages in one and 20, 30 in the other until I'm done. I find until I get till past the middle, it's hard for me to read more than 50 pages in a book. I don't know. I don't know why. There's just so many other things I like to do. But once I get past that, you know, certain spot, I can then read maybe 150, you know? I'm like, other stuff can wait in life. I gotta know what happens once I get to the juicy parts. Oh, there's another X right there. Oh, there's a whole row of them. Oh, and we finished, or we're up to date with the Lawman of Reeves. Is it Reeves? Lawman Reeves or something like that. It's a spin-off of Yellowstone. So there's a couple down here. I just need a drink of coffee. So we're up to date on that, like all the episodes that are published, we've finished. And then I'm like, okay, we need something else to watch, but I want to watch it on Crave because that's ending the 1st of April. So let's find something else. And this is based on a series of book, and I'm pretty sure it's Philip Pullman, his Dark Material. Love it. Love it. We're on season 2, episode 2. And there was only ever 3 seasons of this, so, you know, well, when we finish it, we're going to finish it, and then that'll just be done. So now let's do 310, which will go right across, and which is black, basically. So we'll do that. Oh, we still got lots of time. We've only been doing this for 20 minutes, although I guess we finished that section. So let's do that. So that's the books that I've been reading. And what was the big one that I just finished? Oh, I finished the Fragile Threads of Power by V.E. Schwab. Of course, when I finished the book, I thought it was just like, oh, one last hurrah for that series, right? Didn't realize, oh no, it's going to be a trilogy. And I'm like, oh no, now I'm going to have to wait for the rest of the books. But, oh well. It's like the same with the book that wouldn't burn. That's also a trilogy. And I'm like, oh, I'm going to have to wait. Why am I doing this to myself? But whatever. I don't do that too often. So hopefully, you know, I won't be too lost. They have places now that you can go and, you know, get summaries of books anyway. So I might do that before the next book comes out. So it won't be as big of a deal. Okay. Okay, I need another drink of coffee. I don't like cold coffee. Well, that's not true. If it's meant to be cold coffee, then I like it. But if it's hot coffee and it goes cold, I don't like it. That is really good. I needed that coffee this morning. Last night was the first night I slept all night. Like all night. I didn't wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning. and ended up being awake for, 2-3 hours and then falling back asleep. Like that's so, your sleep is so messed up when you do that, right? So last night it was like, yes, 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 yes. I got a good night's sleep. So tonight Mason has, it's actually a goalie camp, but they need shooters for it. Like, so people that shoot pucks. So he's going to go. He finds the goalies are a little young, but what he's going to ask the coach, is there another one? Like, I'll keep coming to this one, but is there another one for older goalies that I could come to and shoot pucks? And because then he'd like to go to the older one. So okay. I'll get this. So if it's every Wednesday, and on a Wednesday, it's the younger goalies, and on the other Wednesday, it's the older goalies, then that means for him, he'll be going every Wednesday. And we've been wanting, to take him and do something, something fun like skating, just skating and stuff. And this is free for him. So it's free ice time. And what he does is he just skates around the whole time. The whole time. And so he really liked it. Really, really liked it. So he's going to go tonight. But I'm not going to go see that. I went 2 weeks ago when he did it. And I didn't know if he was going to like it because, like I said, the goalies were a little young. They were under 9 and under 7. But the way he looked at it, he was like, oh, I'm helping building goalies. And then when they were explaining to them what they were doing, he would just do like figure eights and stuff. So he wasn't getting in the way. He was just doing figure eights so that he just didn't stand there and get, cold. Because if you just stand there and you don't do anything, you get cold. And so he got off and he goes, that was so much fun. And he said I could come every second Wednesday and I don't even have to let him know, just to show up. So I was like, okay. So I said, you want to come again? He's like, yes, every second Wednesday. So maybe the other Wednesday is older, right? So, and if he tells them, I'll still come for the young kids. I just want to do the older ones too. Maybe he'll let him, right? That would be cool. And then that'll give him a nice time every Wednesday. Instead of going outside and because that's what they were going to do. They were going to go outside and try to find ice and go skating for an hour, him and Dave. So they're still going to do that if, he can't do the older camp. The other Wednesday, what they're going to do is go skating for an hour. And that'll work out good. Okay, that went pretty quickly. I think what I'm going to do is finish off that top, or should I do this? Because then that's kind of like with that. Let's do that. So that's arrow down, arrow down, arrow down. So that's 30, arrow down. Awesome. That is DMC 814. It's like a burgundy. Really pretty. Really pretty. Okay, what else have we done? Well, last weekend, again, they're in their playoff season. So lots of hockey, lots and lots of hockey. So they played Saturday, which they won. What did they win that game by? I don't even remember. Who were they playing? Oh, yes. I was thinking they had 2 games on the weekend, but they didn't. They only had 1. So they played Riverview and they won 3-2. And Mason had a goal in that game. And it's, I mean, D's usually don't score that often, right? Because they're quite far from the net. And it's usually the 3 forwards that are, you know, close to the net. But the puck came back to him at the blue line and boom, he put it in. And then on Monday, they won 3-2 and Mason got the winning goal. Again, 3-2. And the other game, he got the second goal. And this last game, he got the winning goal, there was 4 minutes left. And after that, it was like, okay, we can't let them score. Because then it's going to be a tie game, not, you know, a winning game. So, and these games are going to decide whether they finish in first, second, third, fourth, or fifth. And only the first place and second place team ballot it out for first and second place. So gold and silver. So you got to win as many games as possible. And they kind of had a rough start with their year because they lost 2 and they tied 2. So it was like, eh. And before Christmas, they were basically winning all the time, right? So they had a rough start at the beginning. So now they have won 3, lost 2, tied 2, and they have 5 games left. So, and this weekend there's 2. One of them is an hour away, which is on Saturday. And then the other one's on Sunday. And that's the funny thing is that, so they have 3 games this week. And the Day of Champions, that's what they call it. The Day of Champions is not till the end of March, like March 22nd. So after Tuesday, they're going to have 2 games left. So what? They have to go from basically all of February into March with no games and then go right into the Day of Champions? Like, that's not good. So hopefully they get them some exhibition games, right? Hopefully. Because that's a long time without playing. It's almost a month, right? They're going to have 2 games in between though, like February, whatever Tuesday is. So that's going to be 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, February 13th to March 22nd. They have 2 games. It's not good. I guess we're going to a tournament too, so they'll have games there. But that's early in February, so it's not going to help. Oh, that has a burr on this. So not good. Yeah, so Sunday, we're coming home from practice, and it is miserable outside. And ever since I don't work for 911 anymore, I don't check the weather. I don't, you know. So I look and I said to Dave, is there supposed to be a storm? And he's like, I don't know. So anyway, I check and yeah, there is. It was more than what they anticipated, but we didn't get as much as Nova Scotia, but it was more than what they thought we were going to get. But anyway, I said to Dave, I said, you know what the best part of this is? Like, I'm not looking to see now all the time, like, oh, my shifts are coming up. Is there a storm coming? I don't have to think about calling the plow, calling tow trucks. Oh, my ambulance is in the ditch. Oh, the roads are slippery, I don't have to worry about any of that. I mean, I did not enjoy the ride home. I'm not gonna lie. It was pretty nasty. So what we end up doing, I'm like, you know what? We've been saying forever that we want to buy sand or something. We ended up buying limestone because it was cheaper and it's just as heavy, right? If you buy 20 kilograms, it's 20 kilograms. So that's 40 pounds. So we ended up buying 4 bags of limestone to put in the back of our truck. Yes, our truck is 4x4, but the back is light. So we put 4 bags of limestone in the back, and it's going to help with the weight of the truck and stuff. So I was like, okay, that's done. It is done. That feels good. And so anyway, we came home, and then we didn't have to go out till Mason's game, which was Monday night, and it still wasn't good. The roads, I mean, everything was closed till 1, and then they kind of opened it because the snow slowed down falling, but the wind, oof. So it was blowing snow on the roads like all over the place. So you'd have semi-okay roads, and then you'd have a big snow drift. And I say semi-okay because they were still snow-covered, snow-packed, and slippery. But then when you come around a corner and you have a snow drift that's like 3 feet high, that's what's dangerous, right? But what we got lucked out because as we left, the plow went by, so we ended up being behind the plow, which, I mean, it's slow, but like I said today, well, we left early, so we're okay. 2, yes, they have to be there an hour ahead, but it's a snowstorm. So, even if we're there 55 minutes, it's like ahead, or 50 minutes ahead, it's a snowstorm. So we're doing our best here. We live out of town. And we left almost an hour before, so 2 hours before the game, right? And we still just made it there. I think we were about maybe 5 minutes later than we were supposed to. Still 55 minutes before the game, but they like them there an hour before the game. But anyway, and then when we got out, our windshield was just covered in ice because then it turned to freezing rain. It's like, oh my goodness. Winter, winter, winter. Don't like it. Don't like it. Okay. I might as well finish. Usually I don't like doing that because it's going to be hard to stick down. But I think there's enough. What I mean by stick down, this thing, when I put it back. But I think there's going to be enough that I can do this. So it'll be fine. And next week anyway, I'll probably finish. This section. Because right now we only have maybe, we still have half an hour. So we'll see. We'll see how much I can get done in half an hour. I might be able to get that done and then something else. I've stopped trying to say, I mean, the goal is always, I'm going to try to finish that, because then if it takes me longer than I think, then I'm going to go until I finish it. but the goal is to go an hour. So if I can do more, then all the power. I think I got everything. Now let's go. Let's do S. What is S? S is container 45, DMC 976. It's a nice yellow. It's still part of that book. So let's finish that. There's a glare. Oh, it's funny because I have lights right on top here. It's on my kitchen island, right? So I have lights, and I was like, the light bulb in the middle was causing major glow on here. Well, I go to unscrew it today, and I'm like, oh, we've been going all week with just 2 light bulbs turned on. I never turned it back on last week, or screwed it back in. So that's funny. It's okay. Oh no, that's a different one. I'm like, oh no, I forgot some arrows, but that's the other arrows were going down, and these look more brown than burgundy. So, and you know, yes, I want to try to keep it up here, but I don't want to leave something that only has like, 10 S's, and then I'm going to have to take out this container again. I don't want to do that. Don't want to do that. There's some S's up there. My hope for this is I'm going to get the top done anyway, so up here it's not a big deal. And it's not in the center. It was already had diamonds there, so it's all good. It's all good. Okay. Let's do it. Oops. Let's do it. Okay. Oops. Oh, I don't like it with when my hand sticks, but sometimes just because my hand doesn't, tip a certain way because of, I broke it. It just is cumbersome and weird. Okay, so A is 26, and that is DMC 783, and that is the letter A on the canvas here. Like, I'm not even halfway done this, and I'm like, ooh, what am I going to work on next? And I know I have several that are partially done, so I'm definitely not going to start a new one. I am going to go through and see, okay, which ones am I working on? And let's finish it. I know I had done like the pirate one, and I was doing really well. And then they made a mistake in the canvas, and I stopped working on it because I don't like it. It's a mistake. It's not going to look good. I tried to move it over, but because there's color, on the letters or whatever, then it just, you can see through it, and I don't like that. So I just gave up on it. I stopped working it. Okay, so what else is, let's do these arrows. The arrows go to the left. It's a yellow. And it is DMC 728. There's only a couple, so it won't take me long. I'm going to take a chance and not close it. Do you know what I want to start doing? I think I want to start today is I want to do some sourdough baking. So I got everything that I need. I've watched a gazillion videos on how to make sourdough. So now I'm going to do 52, which is 3826. 3826, which is kind of a wand, I guess. So I don't know if I should film my journey of that, you know? So what I did was I bought bread flour and then I bought unbleached regular flour. So I can't find anywhere on the bread flour whether it is unbleached or not. So, but everywhere it says you can use bread flour, but I don't know if it's, like I can't find, well, I should say on Amazon, I couldn't find unbleached bread flour that was a reasonably price. I'm not paying $56 for a 2.5 kilogram of flour. So 5 pounds, right? I'm not doing it. Now, I haven't gone to the grocery store yet, but I'm going to try it. It's not going to take much flour. So that's 21, which is DMC 642. And it's that thing right there. So I am going to try it. I'm going to try it. I mean, I'm just going to lose. I'm not going to do like some people do. Oh, you need to do like a cup of flour and a cup of water. I'm not going to do that much. I'm going to do, I don't know. Haven't decided if I'm going to do 50 grams and 50 grams or 30 grams and 30 grams. I haven't decided yet. So, but I'm not going to do a cup. That's too much. Too much wastage. And the other thing is I'm looking at stuff that I can do. The first week, you shouldn't keep your discard because it's not sour yet, like it hasn't fermented. Basically, what you're making is yeast, right? So it hasn't fermented. So the first week, there is going to be waste. And, you know, you don't need a lot to start. If you, once it's nice and active, I mean, I'm talking like I know what I'm talking about. But I've watched quite a few videos, and what they're saying is once you have an active one, then you can start saying, okay, I have, you know, let's say 50 grams of starter, and then you can make it bigger, right? Like there's the method of the 1-to-1-to-1 ratio or the 1-to-5-to-5, which that seems to me like if when I want to make my leaven, I think that's what I'm going to do. And so that's what so basically you would, from your starter, like your starter's already, you know, good. You would take, let's say 10 grams of your starter, 50 grams of flour, 50 grams of water, flour and water, 50 of each. And that's the 1-to-5-to-5 method. So because between the water and the flour, that's 100 grams. So 10% of that is 10 grams. So I'm just going to try the different methods and see what works for me, right? Because your climate can also affect that because we're not necessarily in a really warm climate. So I might have to feed it more. I might have to go 1-to-1-to-1 ratio. Who knows, right? Because it's not, in the summer, I might be able to go 1-to-5-to-5, you know? So it all depends. But the girl I'm watching though, she lives in Nova Scotia, which her climate is the same as mine. It might be a little, it warms up a little faster there than it does us because they're a little more south than we are. But she's in the same part of the country as me. She's like 2 hours away, so it should be pretty close, right? So I'm excited. I got all the stuff that I need. Well, I'm waiting on one more thing, and that's going to come in tomorrow. I wanted some wet jars because they have a glass top. So I'm waiting on those. They're coming in tomorrow. And my unbleached flowers coming in tomorrow. So then tomorrow I'm going to... Actually, I can actually start today with the bread flour because I have another jar that I can use. And the girl that I was watching, she was suggesting to change your jar every day, which that's the method I want to do. Because I don't want like the gunky stuff. I'm not going to do down here. And I know I said like for the S, I didn't want, because there was only a couple. This, there's tons. I'm going to keep it for when I do it there because I want it to still be able to close. So now we're going to do 46, which is DMC 3033. 3033, and it's a nice light color. We have about 15 minutes left. We should be able to pretty much finish this. I was wondering if I would have time to maybe do some down there, but I guess I kind of did. You know, I did those, so I did do some down there. It'll be no problem finishing this next time, I don't think, though. And I think last time, was it just this that we did? Yeah, we opened it up and we just did that. So I'm thinking it'll probably be 3 sessions per square. At first I was thinking it was going to take me a whole month to do 4. So that kind of helps it speed it up a little bit if I can do 3 in a month or in 3 weeks. No, 3 session on one thing. So 3 hours. And I can finish a square. So that'll help finish it a little faster. So yeah, I'm excited. And I just don't want to make like the artisan loaf. I want to make sure that I try with the discard. I want to make my own bagels. I want to make, you can make discard pancakes. You can make tea biscuits. Like I want to use that yeast because, like I said, basically that's what you're making. You're making, you know, natural yeast, which makes it so it's a little easier to digest, you know. And so that's what I want. I want to do that. That's my next adventure. And it's funny because it always takes me, I know I want to do something, and it takes me sometimes close to a year before I actually go ahead and do it. So I bought everything I needed pretty much last July. And I've been watching off and on videos on how to do it. And now I'm like, okay, I'm ready. I think I'm ready. I'm ready to have some sourdough bread. And it's funny because my son loves sourdough bread. So when he heard that, he was like, oh, you'll need to show me how. And I was like, yes. And not only that, but once I have a starter, I can make you a starter too, right? And it'll be, you can take it from my established one. I can make you one that'll be your starter. So then, because at first I thought, oh my gosh, you have to feed it every day and all this stuff. But you don't have to. Like to start it off, yes, like to build up your sourdough, 100%. You should do it for 7 days. But after that, you can take it out, take a spoonful or 10 grams, or however you need to make your loaf, whatever your recipe. Let's say if you need 100 grams, well then you would take 10 grams of your starter and make your leaven, and then make your bread with that, and then feed it, because then it's been in the fridge, let's say for a week. Feed it, and then you put it back in your fridge. And the reason you discard is because if you don't discard, then you'd have to feed it more and more and more and more and more, because it's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. So then I'm going to have a jar that I'm going to have my discard sourdough, and that's what I'm going to use to make biscuits, to make pancakes, to make pizza dough, to make, all kinds of stuff. All kinds of stuff. So I'm kind of looking forward to it. Looking forward to it. It's going to be a new adventure. And I don't think it's as hard as, yes, it has to do bulk ferment, and you have to put in the fridge, once your loaf is done overnight for, best results and all that stuff. But once you get in a routine, then actual work of doing it is not that much, right? Because you have to stretch it 3 or 4 times at half an hour span. So you have to make sure that you're home. And when you start off your sourdough, you have to feed it at the same time every day and all that good stuff. Okay. Some people say they've left it in their fridge for months because of life, like 6 months. And when they took it out, they restarted it. So they were able to restart. I watched a girl that she said she accidentally baked hers because she had put it in the oven with the light on to, ferment, and totally forgot about it and turned her oven on, and then took it out, and the top part was completely cooked. And when she peeled away, there was some stuff on the bottom that wasn't, probably in the middle, that wasn't cooked or baked. And she restarted it, and it was great, because she was heartbroken because it was one that she had started like 6 years before. So it was like a really good one, right? So that's pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. And it's fun to see that people are going back to what it was, you know what I mean? Like, that's how, in the old days, right? That's how they did their yeast. There was no commercial bought yeast. You made your yeast. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool to be able to have those skills. And I think that's what it is. I want to have that skill to do it. I want to have that skill. Okay. Okay. Well, I like that. And what was that? Shoot. I have 2 things out here. Oh, man. What was 46? Yes, it was the percentage side. Was it? Oh, no. No, it was the dot that I was doing. Whew. It's a good thing that I can... Yes, I did the percentage sign before, and then I did the dot. Man. And that's why I don't like to have 2 containers open at the same, on my desk at the same time. for a while, I was keeping the lid off, but that's when I got in trouble. So now what I started doing is just keeping one on my desk. So that is DMC 3782. And it's like a slash. So we'll do that. Oh yeah, I'll just be able to, I probably have to go a little bit over in order to finish this section, I think. That's okay. Because I really want to finish this section. I really want to finish this section. And then that way we can start fresh next week. Just depends on the day, right? There's some days I'm like, oh, I got a million other things to do, which I always haven't. Million other things to do, but some of them are time sensitive. So when they're time sensitive, then I have to, then I can't be, you know, X amount of hours or an hour and 15, 20 minutes because what I need to do is time sensitive. Today, the only time sensitive thing there is I should have put a video yesterday and I never did do it. There was just too much stuff going on. So I'll put up this video today. I'm doing a live tomorrow. And I think the other video, I'll do it for Friday. That was supposed to go up on Tuesday. For now, I think 3 videos is probably kind of the max that I can do. I wish I could do more, but right this very second, maybe next week. This week I couldn't. Next week, hopefully. We're always hopeful, right? That's all we can do. Do our best. So hopefully next week 4. Okay. What else do we need? Oh, we're starting to think about our garden already. I'm starting to think about my garden. I already know what I want to plant. We need to get the boards for the garden beds. We need to get that for sure. What else? The boards, we need to get like earth to put in there. What else? Oh, and I have to get probably a little bit of seeds. Not too much. I'm going to go through what I had from last year. I think too that I'm going to have to get another place where I can put seeds. I did get more trays already. And I probably need some more heat mats and lights. So there's 3 things that I need to get. And I'll probably get that this month sometime. And then what else? We'll get that. You know, the first few years, the investment is pretty big. But once my beds are in there, you know, then we'll just have to buy like amendments, you know, to put in the beds. And then, but the lights, like the grow lights and the mats and all that, once you have them, you should be good. You know, I'm sure things break, but you should be good for a bit. And also, oh, I can't even think of the word. Not the trays. The trays too, they should last a while. And I make my own soil blocks, so I just get like flat trays. And that seemed to work really well last year. So this is What is that? Oh, it's that thing right there. So that's number 23. I just need one. I was going to try and poke in there, but I usually make a mess. So, oh, it's upside down. It's upside down. For one, sure taking me a long time. There we go. Okay. We're at the 1 hour mark exactly right now, but we don't have a lot to do. So let's finish that. There's two dots, which is 47, which is DMC 3371. This is only like 2-3 minutes, so it's all good. We'll get this done. 3371, that is crooked. Okay, what is going on? I might need more wax or something because I don't think it's, oh, I just hit my camera. I don't think they're going on very well. There. There we go. Here we go. Here we go. Okay. I love these little dragons. Like, they're so cute. And he has a whole collection, you know, of them doing different things. I think I'm at the point that I'm like, you know, I'm okay with the amount that I have. I'm okay if I miss out on some. Like, I'm okay with it. Same, you know, with my books. I'm okay with the amount of books that I have. I can only, I mean, my average books per year is about 100 books. So for me to keep buying books, 38, which is 904, 38, which is a nice green, you know, I'm not going to be able to read all of them. So at this point, I probably have, I should count how many unread books I have. I think that would be fun because I want to reorganize my shelves anyway. So I should count how many, but I'll guess. How about if I guess and then when I do it, am I doing the right thing? No, I'm not. Okay, I was, and then I went off script. So this one, I have a hard time seeing on this side for whatever reason. Maybe because it's lighter colors, I don't know. So I'm like, well, that doesn't look right. Yeah, that's what I'm doing right here, is this. I'm gonna guess I have 785 books. That's what I'm gonna guess. So I'm gonna go through and see, and I'm not counting, you know, what I have on Kindle, because that's not taking physical space, you know, on my bookshelves in my room. 798 that I haven't read. I probably have 300 or 400 that I have read. The problem is, you know, I've been reading 100 books a year, but a lot of them are from the library or, you know, so 39 now, which is DMC 905. The problem is I need to read the ones that I have on my shelf, right? I paid money for those, so I need to read them. Like right now, the one I just finished was from the library. The one I'm gonna start is from the library. The one that's on the waiting dock is from the library. And I'm like, okay, I need to read my physical books. But see, I only have 21 days for those books and they became available. And I'm like, okay, I gotta stop putting books, you know, on hold or whatever for a bit until I kind of catch up. I want to read at least 5 from my own library this month. So V34, which is DMC 890. So I don't know when I'm going to do that. Probably not for a while. I got quite a bit of other stuff I want to do. So quite a bit of other stuff. My scrap room needs to be organized and so many things in my life that needs to be organized. So many things. Okay. Number 1 is my scrap room. I want to get that up to par and soon. I'm working on it. My biggest thing is my scrapbook layouts need to be journaled on and put the date on and then put them into albums. I just purchased 2 albums. Now I have 10. I counted. I have 10. So that should be enough for 500 layouts. So that can put a nice big dent. It's not gonna do them all, but it's gonna do a nice big dent in the layouts that I need to put away. And that's all we can ask for, is to put a dent in. So that's my goal this year, is to fill those 10 albums. So now we need 35, which is the T, which is DMC 895. And this is going to be the end. And we went about 6 or 7 minutes over. And that seems to be the trend lately. It's like 6 to 9 minutes or 8 minutes over. So 1 hour and 8 minutes. So yay. So we'll finish that. And then we'll be done for this week. So if you're new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe. If you're enjoying these videos, if you wouldn't mind giving me a thumbs up, leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you're working on. How many diamond paintings do you have in your stash? Are you the type that, you know, just buy one and you work on it, and when you're done, you buy another one? Or are you a collector? One is not right, one is not wrong. I'm just wondering, you know, if you're a collector or you just buy one and you finish it and then you purchase another one. So that's it. We're going to stop here for today. And I want to thank you so much for watching. Bye.